Alright, here is Transformers Age of the Primes, Soulus Prime. Angle this up. So the 13 Soulus Primes. So one of the 13 Primes, obviously. The only reason why I recognize his name so much is because of the Forge of Soulus Prime from Transformers Prime. I know very little about the Primes as a whole. There's the barcode if anyone wants it. There she is. Till all are one. Luckily, I got some rewards points at GameStop, so $19. And 28 steps. And it's a deluxe class. Unfortunately, she is not really a wobbly mess, but definitely some wobbly going on. So let's start by taking a look at the forge itself. That's one part I don't like about it. It's kind of a parts former weapon. And she comes with this piece. I think Hasbro at one point said collect all 13 primes for something, for a Cabina weapon, I think, but I'm not sure. And then there is this peg here. That does nothing for her. So I'm assuming we're getting a Cabina weapon at some point. So for those of you who have the money to burn, buy every single figure, you might have a Cabina weapon coming. Let's look at articulation. Head is on a ball joint. Arms are 360. Bicep rotation, 90 degrees at bend, and a ball joint at the wrist. Waist. She does have a skirt, so if we move this out, forward, back, side, thigh swivel, 90 degrees of bend, and bend down here, as well as ankle tilt. So in this mode, I think she's fine. I like how she holds the hammer, even though I don't like unpegging it and sticking it in, peg it back in. She holds the hammer fine. I just don't like how you do it. I believe the box. No, where did I put the instructions? So the instructions want you to take this purple piece and peg it in like a bird, I think. It doesn't really make sense. It's just something to do. In terms of storage, so I was wrong. in terms of storage, you can take this, peg it back in, and supposedly peg it here. So that's storage for the hammer. It feels so thin. It's not very deep. So it doesn't, I don't think it's going to hold. Oh yeah, I guess it does. I'm not really a fan of that storage location. I'd rather have her hold it. Right, let's get down to transformation. And this is where it becomes a little bit confusing and wobbly. And panels flying. So, open up this backpack. Bring around the grill, tuck your head in. It doesn't want to sometimes. In. Rotate at the waist. Bring these outer skirt pieces up. Turn. You want it like this. In terms of the legs, open these tire pieces, tuck in the foot, close it, bring the foot in, and you want this peg to go here. So peg in right there. Like so. So do the same thing with the other leg. Open it up. Tuck it in. Close. Rotate. Peg to hold. This one did go in. They went in. And then you peg them together. And there's the back section of the car. So now for the arms, bring it up, rotate this piece, or this panel. Take this panel here, open it up, tuck in the wrist, and then bring it around. And you want to take this real section, bring it around this panel. And in practice, this panel has gone flying. Of course it doesn't this time. So, bring around this panel. Bring around the arm. Then bring around the wheel well. Open up this panel. Tuck in the wrist. And then bring down the hood of the car. Then that peg will go in that hole. That peg will go in this hole. And then these two pegs will go here. as I knock the camera. And I just realized I forgot to show her 5mm ports. So once we get this done, I will jump cut to her in robot mode. And then we'll go over the 5mm ports there. So this is Soulus Prime in Cybertronian vehicle mode. Rolls quite nicely. And I just got done filming Heatwave. Soulus rolls easier than Heatwave. In terms of storing the forge in vehicle mode, this peg here will go here. And I guess they want you to pretend this is like a cannon. My biggest complaint is probably these skirt pieces here. So this gold one goes on top, these plain ones go underneath, but they don't peg in anywhere, it's just resting. I'm not really a fan of that. I'm not really a fan of leaving pieces hanging wherever these peg in somewhere. This wheel, there you go. Other than that, I think it's a good figure. Especially since I'm not familiar with the 13 primes, Soulus and Micronus. Those are the big two that I know. Vector Prime, yes, from Cybertron. From Transformers Cybertron. Micronus I know from Robots in Disguise 2010, Forge of Soulus Prime from Transformers Prime. Vector Prime from, I just said it, Transformers Cybertron. And I guess technically Alpha Trion and Megatronus from Transformers 1. And now I will jump cut to her in robot mode. We'll look at her 5mm ports and finish this. Okay, so as I was transforming her back, this panel came off. So of course it comes off camera. On camera it stays on. So for her 5mm ports, for the weaponizers, 2, 3, hands are 5, and 7. So if your weaponizers are not packed away, she has 7 5mm ports. So overall, I think it's a good figure. Just for the fact that the 13 primes have never gotten figures before. So that's nice. The fact that this might be a build-a-weapon type of deal. Similar to the build-a-figures or combiners that we're seeing now. In the fact that she's mainly known, at least for me, in Transformers Prime. And I'm sure other media, like Transformers 1, she was in that, just not as much compared to, not as important as Alpha Trion or Megatronus. So yeah, definitely a good figure. I like the vehicle mode. I like the robot mode. Despite some qualms with panels popping, that will be a results may vary type of deal. Other than that, I think it's a good figure. And that's it for this.